All right, good evening. We're recording this. It's our Beginners Academy talk for this Monday evening. It's spring into outdoor ham radio. Being spring, it's time to think about getting outside, and you may find that it's easier to operate your rig from a park than it is from your HOA neighbor home. So it's really a fun alternative, and hope you enjoy it. We do have an audience here on Zoom, and I encourage them to ask questions or make comments as we go. So outdoor ham radio. All right, we have a short video to kick things off. Let me know if you can't hear the video.
CQ, hello CQ, CQ4 Summits on the air. Whiskey Golf 0 Alpha Tango WG0 AT calling.
Kilo Charlie 9 Tango Yankee Alpha.
Kilo Charlie 9 Tango Yankee Alpha, you're 5'9 plus. You owe me an S-meter. Wow, what was that? Kilowatt 9 something. Oh, Kilowatt 9 Oscar Sierra Charlie, you're 5 and 9.
Oh, thank you, Steve. You're also 5 and 9 here in Minnesota.
W0 MNA 5 and 5 QSL.
5 5 yeah, Steve. 5 5 right here, Steve.
Hello, Martha.
Hello, Echo Romeo India.
Big signal from Kansas.
Okay, well, thank you. I'm just looking at the needle here, and you're running an S9 now. Nice way to
Woohoo! Thanks for chasing. Whiskey 6, whiskey. You're 5 and 9, 59 here on Chief today. Go ahead.
Steve, you've come up. You are now 5555 in Apple Valley, California. Operator is Bruce. Thank you for the activation. Stay safe, have fun, and
73 is Bruce. Thanks for hearing us. WG0AT for Summits on the air. Kilowatt 6 Charlie Mike Golf. Do I have that correct? Kilo 6 Charlie Mike Golf. You're 5 and 5 in and out. 5 and 5 QSL. QSL the 55. Thank you. 73s. CQ4 Summits on the air. WG0AT.
November Golf 6 Romeo.
November Golf 6 Romeo. Big signal here on Chief Mountain today. 5 and 9 plus. I think he's working 20 meters right now. So far today I've only done voice, which is strange, but it's given me an opportunity to get some really outstanding photographs and video. So we've got KX2. So, oh, he's on 30 meters. How about that? I'm dead here. Swan Mountain. And I'm going over to line input. 1633 on Mountain Queen sideband. 147. I mean 347.
347? Okay.
Is this frequency in use? Is anyone using this one? Whiskey Golf 0 Alpha Tango for Summits on the Air listening.
Shooting the area.
Well, we'll,
You don't want to shoot your goat.
Hey, what's for dinner, honey? Oh, we're having goat.
That's a cool video. Very clear. Good audio. What's an inverted V end-fed wire, Greg?
well, it's just elevated in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
Oh,
right,
I see. Oh, I see. So you start at the bottom, go up and then down and just
Yeah.
feed at one end. Yeah.
that's right. So one support.
All right. Well, that's a good idea.
All right, well, that was Steve Gawshoot or something like that, WG0AT. And if you check out his YouTube channel, he often lets his goats carry his backpack, his extra gear for going on top of the mountains in Colorado. I've worked him before, but I've never gotten in one of his videos. That's a goal I have, is to work him while he's making a video. But so that was Summits on the Air. And we're not in a state that has summits, so, but Alabama and Georgia has summits, and then, you know, the mountainous areas. So tonight, I just highlight that there are endless excuses to operate outdoors. So it doesn't have to be on a mountaintop. I would say, in addition to Summits on the Air, which is 20 years old now, and as popular as ever. There's Parks on the Air, which is administered here out of the United States, and it is very, very popular. And I'm going to click on a link here. Let's see. So you can find out more information on parksontheair.com. And it's a good idea to register for Parks on the Air. They have activators and hunters, and they're both eligible for awards. And this is the spotting page for Parks on the Air, and it's live, so it's showing.
Oh, we don't have a video there, Greg.
Hmm?
We're
No
missing the
video.
video.
You are.
Yeah, I just got a gray screen.
Okay. Well, I'll close this and not click on the link. Okay. Well, I'll just say a little about these briefly. Parks on the Air. You can use any national park or state park, and a lot of wilderness areas across the United States and Canada. And it's expanding to the rest of the world. And so activators go to a park and make contacts. If they make 10 contacts, they'll get credit for an activation. And if you announce yourself on the Parks on the Air spotting page, hunters will come find you, and you'll have plenty of contacts. So,
Yes, sometimes too many.
so you'll be it. Or you can just kind of hunt and pounce and work other people, and it still counts, even if you don't spot yourself. Summits on the Air is very similar. You can announce yourself. Hunters get points. There's an award for activators. It's the Mountain Goat Award. And then there's awards for hunters. I think it's Shack Sloth. so on Summits on the Air, the points depend somewhat on the mountain that you choose. And so Summits on the Air has a database of all the summits that they recognize. And it's divided into sections like California and Alabama and the different countries. And so both of these are just very exciting programs. You don't have to participate in these. You can just go out and make some contacts and kick back and enjoy the view and have a picnic out there. The biggest amateur radio event of the year is ARRL Field Day. And the idea traditionally has been to operate from the field. You're not limited to operating from the field. You can operate from home or from an EOC, but it's the last full weekend of June. And most clubs have some kind of activity and individuals. So it's a whole lot of fun. If you're new to amateur radio, find out what's going on in your area and maybe visit a field day site. And people complained about how hot it was, so they created Winter Field Day. It's the last full weekend of January. So depending where you are, it could be pretty cold. This last Winter Field Day, a lot of Panama City, Bay County hams operated from Pine Log State Park. A nice thing about a state park is you reserve a campsite and you have permission to be there overnight in case you want to camp or maybe operate for 24 hours. You could if you wanted to. A little bit different, same idea, US islands. There's a directory of US islands and also Canadian islands, VE, and I believe Chris is on a designated island. Isn't that right, Chris?
Yeah, I'm ON 304 as we speak.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about islands around here. I've got a graphic on that. Islands on the Air is international, and
Big
there's
islands.
well,
Bigger islands.
they can be bigger,
Yeah.
but they also group them. So you get credit for operating from an island group. So the islands around here are all have the same designation. But you can operate from St. George Island or Shell Island or Okaloosa Island, or take your choice. And they have events during the year. One of my favorites is Rapid Deployment Amateur Radio, Radar. It doesn't take a special venue. It's any venue you want to choose, and the focus is on moving and rapid deployment. I get involved with a lot of low power QRP field events like skeeter hunt, flight of the bumblebees, um, the peanut sprint, I think this name. Well, the thing is that hams have created endless excuses. So this is just a partial list. Lighthouses are this kind of the same deal. There's a directory of lighthouses and a program set around that. A little different is fox hunting, which is a great outdoor activity. It's direction finding. You may do it from a car or on foot. And these are all things we might delve into in more detail on future talks. I've never done it, but VH roving is popular, and the focus is on grid squares. So a rover might visit many grids in their vehicle, and their vehicle will be stacked up with antennas for all the VHF bands. So it just goes on and on. But we've got more for you tonight. I did this a few years ago for the Panama City Club. And these are all spots within 70 miles of Panama City. The bluish peas are Parks on the Air sites. I even got them listed as KFF. Well, now that's the old program. The new program, they're just K dash a number. And so for our visitors and residents in this area, there's just so many opportunities of parks to visit and get on the radio. You can also go to local parks. We've done a number of those around Panama City. Our little palm trees, I think, are islands. Over to the west is Okaloosa Island, Shell Island is here in Panama City area. And there's Cape, let's see. Yeah, there's St. George Island. I've got some lighthouses on here. There's a lighthouse at it's the Cape San Blas Lighthouse, but it's in Port St. Joe. It's been relocated. And there's the St. George Island Lighthouse. So conceivably, you could do an island and a park and a, a lighthouse, some combination of the above, depending where you choose. Further north, there's Falling Waters. And a number of inland parks. And you could do the same thing for the Wiregrass area around Dothan. And I see we have Chad coming in. Hopefully I can get him in here. All right. At that, when I drew that little map there, this is a few of those things. As you can see, they go through the year, depending what program you might be interested in. January, end of January, Winter Field Day, Radar Challenge in April, Florida Parks on the Air. There's some lighthouse events. One Day Getaway is the second Saturday of May, and that's a U.S. Islands event. And I plan to be up in Frank Jackson State Park, and KK4DIV is planning to go. And So we'll be in a state park, which is Parks on the Air, but in the lake there at the state park is an island. So hopefully we can do an island to island from Alabama to Ontario.
We'll try.
We'll try. And field day, the last weekend of June, it's really time to be thinking about field day. I try to plan for it about 364 days a year. So, and on and on. There's a website contest calendar that we mentioned before that gives details on these, and a lot of these that a lot of opportunities that I haven't mentioned. All right, well, I'm not going to go into details because there are too many answers. To operate outdoors, for amateur radio, you need your license. I don't know if you noticed, but from the mountain, the video that we showed, WG0AT, he was using a HT. So you can use from a mountain, you can use a HT and get all your contacts if you like. And you may be talking to people 1 or 2 states away if you're lucky. So choose your venue. It can be one of these organized venues, so to speak, or it could just be your backyard, a local park, your relative's home. Maybe they have a farm or a vacation home. You can go there and play ham radio. So really the message here is any kind of equipment that gets you on the air is good enough to get started. And so unless your equipment is very, very heavy, go ahead and take it to the field. There are a lot of radios that are optimized for power consumption and size, but you don't have to start with those. You need a power supply if there's no AC around. We mentioned batteries tonight. There's many batteries that will work. A car battery will work. The lithium iron phosphate are practically the ideal battery, but it is expensive. So anything to power your rig up. And then any antenna known to man that you can carry out there and set up is going to work for you. So you can gather these things up, go out and get on the air from outdoors. It may be easier than operating from your home as long as the weather is good. Or join a friend who has the above, and I'm sure they would enjoy your company. So that's a good idea. Any questions at this point? All right, well, I just put this in there for fun. Some DXpeditions, they operate from very remote places where there generally are few or no hams.
Or people.
So hams have been known to push the limits and go to the most remote places on Earth. They haven't left their Earth yet. That's maybe the next thing. So, but actually astronauts do call in. So I'm digressing there. But this is an extreme example. You don't have to do this to have fun. In fact, next slide. This is, who is this, Bob?
Never seen that guy before in my life.
Well,
that guy has less gray in his beard. I'm not sure who that is.
there are two Bobs in this picture. There's KK4DIV with the mic and Bob WB8.
Yeah.
What is it now?
WB8 PAF.
PAF and Jack N1HQ. This is right at the clubhouse in Panama City. So portable or amateur radio outdoors can be anywhere you happen to be. I like that photo. This is from an island, St. Vincent Island, and the Panama City Club sent a group to qualify the island for the U.S. Islands program. So that was the first activation, and we had to take a boat ride to get there. And in fact, we've gone twice as a group, and it was a whole lot of fun. So you can have, I call it an expedition to an interesting place to operate. This is Frank Jackson State Park that I plan to go to in May. And it's in Alabama, near Opp, Alabama. And it's just very scenic. So from the campsite, I had this view, and the island is right there, and there's the reflection of the trees in the water. So I think that's very neat. So I operated Parks on the Air right here with ICOM radio. But then I took the radio out to the island and did Parks on the Air plus U.S. Islands, because that island is on the U.S. Islands list. It's called Memorial Island. This is there is soda possibilities. Well, a few. Well, it depends how you drive, but in Georgia, near FDR State Park, it's the Pine Mountain area above Columbus, Georgia. Well, anyway, Dowdall's Knob is a soda Summits on the Air site, and this is the view from that site. And I've been there 3 times, and it's a real blast to operate. And it's the kind of soda site I'm looking for, because it's a drive up. I don't have to climb the mountain per se to operate from there. So also Cheehaw Mountain, I think, is very similar to this. There's a state park up there. So if you get the bug to do Summits on the Air, you don't have to go too far to do it. This is a park here in Panama City on the bay, and I believe I was doing a QRP event, and I was joined by some friends there at the park. I got a couple antennas up. I love to operate vertical antennas next to the salt water. So a location like this is just what I'm looking for. And I've done a talk about the effect of salt water. It's also known as a saltwater amplifier, believe it or not. So I believe I got that on YouTube. It was a QSO Today talk. And speaking of saltwater, this is St. Andrews State Park. It's out on what's called Sandy Point. So there I'm practically surrounded by salt water. And there's the vertical antenna on the left. The rig is on the table on the right. Must have been a cool day because I brought my coat, and there's all kinds of boat traffic going by. So it makes for a nice afternoon. And even at QRP levels, I found I can hold a frequency down. And I credit the saltwater effect. I give it credit for helping me out. This is the lighthouse at St. George Island. You'll notice there's this little bench down here, covered bench, and I've got an Alex loop under there. I did some operating. At another time, we had a group operating there, and we actually strung some antennas, or a antenna from the lighthouse. They let us go to the top of the lighthouse and throw out a line. For some reason, the line tangled. It took 20 minutes for me to throw it, but that's the way things go. But so here's a lighthouse. It's also an island. So there's plenty of people who'd like to work you. At the other end of the island is State Park. And that's a good Parks on the Air location. This is just a reminder about Field Day coming up the last full weekend of June. You can operate from home. You can operate from just about anywhere, as we mentioned. But this is at Falling Water State Park. And as you can see, Dennis has his hand on the hammer, just in case. But so anyway, this is just, I've been going out to state parks for Field Day, but there may be operation at the Panama City location. I know Jim usually has a group, KE4FD, that goes out and operates in Bay County. So keep a lookout for all the setups they're going to be. And of course, you can do your own. There's a lot of different categories for Field Day. Yet another venue. This is the rocket launch site in Southeast Alabama. The folks in the lawn chairs are two hams from Michigan who like to watch the rockets and operate radios. And you see we've got quite a setup in the background there. So you can watch the rockets and operate amateur radio. People in our area may want to visit there. There's rocket launches monthly. It's the Sears Group, Southeast Alabama Rocketry Society. Whenever you're operating from a park, if it's not too remote, probably some friends will join you there. And this is a gathering of friends at Kensaw Park in Lynn Haven. There you go. And two silent keys. So it's hard to find a picture without a silent key, unfortunately. Now, if you can get a guy to come down from Canada and cook your breakfast, you know you're doing something right. So can you say something about this, Chris?
Well, yeah, the eggs first and then cheese mixed in. Scrambled, I forget what we had to go with, I think. The chili the night before is the thing, though.
Yeah. So
Is that Bob's boy there?
I
Yeah,
don't
that's
know.
Michael. He's
That's
grown
Michael.
up quite a bit
Yeah.
since that picture.
Yeah. Michael was the bicycle fiend that weekend. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, this is winter field day. A few years ago, and Chris was in the area as a snowbird, so to speak, and we had a number of campers at different sites at Falling Waters, and so it was a great time. And you can't operate 24 hours a day, so we have a campfire at night and tell stories around the campfire. So it's these are great, not only operating events, but they're also social events. This was from field day last year. It's just a sunset, but it's from East Bank. It's not a state park, but it's the East Bank. It's the East Bank of Lake Seminole, and it's a Corps of Engineers park. And that was a sunset on field day. I really enjoyed operating from there. And we mentioned fox hunting. It's a totally different thing. A transmitter is hidden, and the object is to find the transmitter. And these are folks with 2-meter radios and various antennas ready to go track down the fox. So that's another way to get outdoors and enjoy amateur radio. It's good for scouts also and kids to hunt the fox or the transmitter. You don't have to have a license because you're just using a receiver. And I'm glad that Bob is with us tonight. Bob makes very good YouTube videos. And this one is another group activity. And it's pretty nice because it shows a lot of different setups. And it happens to be a lighthouse. And so we'll get to enjoy Bob's video. And here we go.
On November 11, 2017, the Panama City Amateur Radio Club, W4RYZ, activated the Cape San Blas Lighthouse. This lighthouse has a World List of Lights designation of USA-135M. This is a museum lighthouse, relocated from Cape San Blas to nearby Port St. Joe in 2014. The history of the lighthouse dates back to 1847, when Congress designated $8,000 to build a brick structure. This was destroyed in 1851 by a storm, and a second brick lighthouse was built in 1857. Due to erosion, by 1882, this structure was standing in 8 feet of water. The construction of a skeletal tower was approved in 1883. The tower was built 1,500 feet from shore, but due to storms and continued erosion, it had to be moved several times. The lighthouse was deactivated in 1996, and in February of 2013, the city of Port St. Joe took possession of the lighthouse. Due to ongoing erosion, the lighthouse was moved a final time to its current location at Core Park in Port St. Joe. There is more to the history of this lighthouse, and you can find that information at www.capesanblaslight.org. The Panama City Amateur Radio Club is proud to activate this historic light in its latest adventure in portable ops.
All right, good morning once again, YouTube. We're here at the park
here in Port St. Joe, and we're about getting ready to set up here. We've got the lighthouse right here. This is the Cape San Blas Lighthouse. It was moved from Cape San Blas in 2014 and set up here in this park as a museum. The reason for the move, erosion from hurricanes and things like that had pushed the coastline closer and closer to the lighthouse, and it was in danger of getting overtaken by the Gulf there. So they moved it in 2014. So here it is, and here we are. It's pretty chilly this morning. It was 50 degrees when I left the house. It doesn't feel like it's warmed up any. It's still pretty chilly. We got quite a breeze going, so hopefully it warms up today. I was reading the weather is supposed to be around 74 degrees and mostly sunny. Right now it's freezing. For me, it seems like it's freezing, and it's mostly overcast. So hopefully that changes here as the day progresses. I'm sure it will. So looking forward to a great day. We've already got Greg and Dennis setting up. I don't know if y'all can see them setting up over here. They're going to be setting up the big loop antenna that Greg always uses over on the other direction here. Sorry, y'all, probably making y'all dizzy. We've got Corey and Jim. They're going to be setting up, and we should have the other Bob coming, and I don't know if he's setting up, but he should be on his way here as well. So we've got a few groups from or a few people from the Panama City Amateur Radio Club, and it's going to be an awesome day here. So stay tuned. Once everybody kind of gets set up, and might circle around and kind of show off everybody's setup and see how everybody's doing. I might kind of travel around and see how they're doing as they're setting up. So stay tuned, guys. More videos coming. All right, we got Greg in 4KGL. He's got his loop antenna set up. Right now we got a couple guys trying to figure out how we're going to put our banner up. But there it is. There's the big loop. Lots of success with that in the past. So I'm sure Greg's going to have lots of success with it here today as well. As always, Greg's got Susie, the amateur radio dog. Hey there, Susie. And he's got his station set up here. Looks like he's got the ICOM 7300. Yep, 7300. Got his little laptop there. 2 chairs. There's his operating station. So very, very nice setup here. And yeah, we'll have to go and see the other guys and see what they're doing here. Got Bob and Dennis figuring out how they're going to get our banner set up. It's looking nice, guys. Y'all are doing a fine job. All right, folks, I hope it's not too windy. Hope you can hear this, but we are set up here. We've been operating a little bit of PSK. Haven't logged any contacts yet, but we've just started. So what we have here is the setup. We've got the Yaesu FT817. We've got the SignalLink USB. Got a little laptop here to run the PSK. SignalLink is the interface between the laptop and the radio. And we are running the Chameleon F-Loop right now. And really enjoying this little setup here. It's quick and easy to set up. You really can't go wrong with the F-Loop antenna for easy setup and its portability. So it is still a little bit windy, a little bit cool out here. The sun is finally coming out. You can see the lighthouse through the trees over there. So it's starting to warm up. Still a little cool. I wish the wind would die down, but at least it's the sun's coming out and it's warming up a bit. Just gonna look over your shoulder here.
All right, Jim. Well, you're 5'9" into Port St. Joe, Florida. We appreciate the contact.
Thanks very much for taking the time to do this for everybody. Take care of yourself. 73. Take it to you again.
CQ, 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 calling CQ. This is Whiskey 4, Romeo Yankee Zulu. Whiskey 4, Romeo Yankee Zulu, activating Cape San Blas Lighthouse. United Italy, Germany.
The Italy, Germany, please.
Kilo, Echo 4, United Italy, Germany.
Kilo Echo 4, United Italy, Germany, from Whiskey 4, Romeo Yankee Zulu. You are 5-9 into Port St. Joe, Florida. We're activating the Lighthouse USA-135 and the Museum USA-135M.
Roger, Roger. This is Chris Ware, Echo Mike 90, Echo Mike 90, Jacksonville, Florida, QSL.
QSL, we are at EL79, EL79 IT.
Roger, Roger. Appreciate the contact. Calling on the radio.
All right, we got Corey in for UVR, and he's, are you running PSK?
I'm running PSK 31 this morning on 15 meters.
On 15 meters. All right, he's got the Signal Link. He's got the KX3.
Yes,
KX3. And he's got, I don't know if you'll see it up there. Probably not. Yeah, he's got the he's got the WinCamp off-center fed dipole. Same one I use for St. Vincent Island. So how's it? You logged any contacts?
Not yet. We just kind of got started about 10 minutes ago and still trying to get everything adjusted, but I'm not seeing any activity on the band either.
Okay. All right. Well, good luck to you.
I'll do my best.
All right.
All right, let me turn him loose there.
All right.
Back in the automatic.
Jim and his little wind shelter.
Yeah, I got my little baby tent here. This is 4 inches, about 4 foot, 4 foot.
Yeah,
4 foot.
I've seen these before. Yeah.
You can get them a little bigger. You can also get them a little smaller too.
Yep.
A little larger might be all right. I think they got a 4.5 foot one.
Yeah.
That might be. This was only $24.99.
It's not bad. I've seen these and thought about picking one up for camping to use as a a camp shower or something.
Or
I think that's
somewhere to change clothes.
Yeah, change clothes. Yeah.
You could do it a shower because it
Yep.
comes with a floor, but
Yeah.
I didn't put the floor in. It's over there in the thing.
Yeah.
But you would you could put it on the grass and you could do a shower. See, it's open up here.
Yep.
But I've got a rain fly. If it starts raining, I got
Yep.
a rain fly I can put over there.
That's perfect for
Yeah.
what you're doing there.
Now I saw one. I kind of wish maybe I'd have got it now. It's got 3 windows in it. This has got 2 windows.
Yeah.
But they're way up there. This other one had the big windows.
Oh, okay.
Down about head high. So
Yeah.
anyway, we're not getting the glare that we were getting when the sun was out. So
Yeah.
I don't
So-
need to keep it down like that.
Yeah. So you're FT8.
I'm FT8 on 17 meters right now.
FT8 on 17
Yeah, I
meters.
was on
and
17 and 30.
yeah. So what do you got there? About 10 contacts?
I got 12, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11.
11.
I got one right here. I hadn't. Somebody just called me.
All right.
Let me,
And you're using the KX3 as well. That's a
I got a little kick.
Popular radio.
8 watts.
Yep, popular radio.
This is a W6-8ER.
Yep. And you said you'd gotten Spain. I see an EA in there. So very.
I do. I got an EA3NE. That was on 30 meters.
Yeah.
And
Very.
that antenna's not 30 meters.
Oh, it's
I
not.
had like an 8-to-1 SWR.
Huh.
But I got him anyway.
Okay. Very good. Well, excellent. Well,
Okay.
good luck to you,
Oh,
Jim.
I didn't realize you were filming there. Okay.
Hope you don't mind.
Oh, no. Fine.
All right. Good luck. Bob WB8 PAF.
Smooth operator.
Well, folks, it's been a good day out here at the Cape San Blas Lighthouse. It actually has finally turned out to be a nice day. I was able to take the jacket off and enjoy this weather in short sleeves. It's warmed up a little bit and the wind has died down. So, but now it's time to go home. Go figure. I'm not sure how many contacts everybody's got. We've got, I know I've got a few. The other stations each have got a few, and Greg with his 100 watts and a big loop has probably done the best. But, you know, what I enjoy the most is just coming out here and, you know, it's kind of like, I always say it's like fishing to me, you know. It's not about what you catch, it's just about the experience and getting out and enjoying the outdoors, because I certainly love doing this. I love just bringing the equipment out, setting up, and, you know, if I log a contact, great. If I log 4 or 5, even better. But you know, if I don't log anything, if I don't make any catches, then that's all right too. I was able to get out and enjoy the day, so that's my philosophy on all of this. So we'll say 73 for now. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this up here. Like I said, it's time to be getting back to the house. My stomach's starting to growl a little bit, so I might have to hit the McDonald's or the Burger King or something here in town and pick something up. So that's it from the Cape San Blas Lighthouse in Port St. Joe, USA. 135 is the lighthouse number. 73, everybody. Until next time, this is KK4DIV signing off. The activation of the Cape San Blas Lighthouse by the Panama City Amateur Radio Club was another success, and we all look forward to our next adventure. Thanks to all who operated, and thanks to those who stopped by to visit while we were at the lighthouse. And lastly, thanks to you for tuning in to watch and share in our adventure.
All right. Well, I want to thank Bob, KK4DIV. That video was just what we needed tonight to kind of cap off our talk tonight. Hopefully, you saw something that might inspire you to give portable operating a try. And our club members are frequently operating, and you can probably go out and look things over and maybe even get on the microphone or the key. So at this point, I'll open it up for any questions and comments from our Zoom group. And everyone stayed with us. So, well, Daniel, do you have any comments about portable operating and taking your family out camping?
Well, yeah, I'll have to be honest, portable operating is the only operating I do. We're actually going out camping this weekend. I didn't know about the QSO party, so I might be participating in that. It's funny that you shared one of Bob's videos. It was actually his video. I can't remember exactly which one. I remember he was writing down the grid squares. But I actually saw that video and doing the ham radio out in the field, and that's what made me really want to do it. So I thank you, Bob, for the videos, because I thought it was cool that you can go outside and actually throw a wire in the air and talk across the world.
Go ahead, Bob.
Oh, well, oh, my pleasure. Yeah, I like I said, I enjoy making those videos, and yeah, thanks Daniel for that. But yeah, one of these days, Daniel, I'm still need to take you up on your offer. Go out and we'll do something, and you can fly the drone, and we'll get some awesome footage there.
Yeah, I can't wait, man. You just let me know.
I sure will. things are getting normal at work again. So hopefully soon.
Well, Chris, do you have any comments tonight?
No, it was another excellent video. I don't think I'd seen that one actually, and I've looked at a lot of Bob's, so it's that's kind of cool. No, Bob and I did, was it radar last fall, Bob? Yeah. And picked up Bob 5 watts, 1,400 miles.
That's
with a
right.
little wire in the tree. And not scheduled. Well, we knew we were both on, but we didn't know what band we're on or what mode or anything. We just found each other, just like Greg and I did more recently. But that's pretty good shooting for 5 watts.
Yeah. Jim, I noticed you at the lighthouse had the DX Commander antenna. Do you have any comments about that?
Yeah, that was a portable one that I made, and I think that was probably 20 through 6 meters that I operated on. And I made the very last contact before we packed up, and that was New Zealand on 15 meters.
Wow.
Well, a vertical near the salt water again.
Or
Oh
freshwater.
yeah, well, it was
I bet.
about 15 feet from the water.
Yeah. Well, with the bands or the solar cycle enhancing the ionosphere, working DX like New Zealand and Australia and Japan, it's going to be much easier. Europe and on and on. So it's a great time for amateur radio. And I've got to say that putting up videos on YouTube is one of the best things amateur radio's got going to catch new people and get them into, get them interested in joining us. So, yeah. So I think that video really, showed you there's all kinds of different combinations of radios and antennas. And the good news is that they all work. So, and like I say, you can just casually operate or participate in some program like Parks on the Air or Lighthouses on the Air, so forth. Yeah. So there are endless excuses to go out in the outdoors for amateur radio. Tom, do you have any comments from Dothan about your portable operating adventures?
No, not really. I guess I do. It's not really portable because it's only here in the backyard of my house. But I keep my antennas up in the backyard all the time, and I can go out on my back porch and take my rig out there. And so I'm actually outside, but I'm not really portable, if you follow that. But it's kind of portable, and it's certainly easy to do. And it gives me the same feeling as if I were operating portable in some real distant location. It's a poor man's portable, I guess you'll call it.
Well,
it's so convenient. I was out this afternoon. I worked about 4 people on 20 meters. Just in an hour or so, no big rush. Just 2 people. Had one very long contact with the guy. I think he's sending about 3.5 words a minute, but it was interesting. He was in Maryland, I believe. Anyway, it's a fun thing to do, and I've enjoyed going with you several times. Enjoyed going to the trail gate up in Headland last Saturday and watching you operate with your 705 and your Alex loop and making contacts. And of course, Charles was there too. He made some contacts. So I think more people are getting into portable operation as the weather improves and the bands improve too.
All right. Well, I enjoy operating with you. I think we operated in your neighborhood down by the lake, and that was a lot of fun. So,
yeah, that's been several years ago, though. We haven't done that recently.
Yeah, not recently, but I saw the picture when I was going through. Wes, have you operated portable? I think that's one of your interests, right?
Yeah, what I was trying to do at the tailgate was just put together everything I needed or what I thought I needed to do a POTA. And I came to the realization once I got to the tailgate, that I brought a ton of crap I didn't really need. I mean, I tried to anticipate anything that could go wrong. You know, broken cable, fix a flat tire, and do all kinds of things that I really didn't need to do to actually do a prototype event. So it was an eye opener for me to just cut back on everything. I brought extra tools, I brought extra equipment, I brought things I just thought I might need.
Right.
If I really had
Well,
to, and I really didn't need it. So yeah, it was that right there was, for me, that was a mini POTA. And it
Well,
was a
great.
eye opener.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
did this same thing you did. When I first started operating portable, I was bringing bins of stuff. And well, it's nice to have some backup. But generally, a good thing to do is to put your stuff together in the backyard. Make sure you got all the pieces. And then that's pretty much going to be what you need. I always tell people to take a coaxial barrel connector, particularly to group events, because you might hook up to a different antenna and need that adapter. So taking some adapters is a good idea. All right. So Chad, do you have any inclination for portable operating?
Yes, I mean, my current setup is, I mean, in my house is really set up that I could just remove it and use it portable. So, yeah, I'm hoping to get into this, you know, after listening to all these talks.
Yeah. Well, that's great. Well, you know, hams do operate from their home and they enjoy it, and they have towers and beams and very expensive radios, but the outdoors is a great alternative to get out there without a lot of equipment and have a good time and get some fresh air, and you'll see something. You'll see some critters, and people will come by and ask you what you are doing. So you need to have an answer for that. So what's the best answer, Bob, for what you're doing?
I don't know. I was going to comment earlier when you had the picture of that ham radio operator on that rock in the middle of the ocean. That's going to really cut down on that question being asked.
That was cool.
Yeah. I just tell people it's ham radio, and, you know, a lot of people have at least heard about it, you know, and I just say, you know, we're here, we're, you know, participating in a program where we're, you know, you activate a park and you try to get as many, you know, log as many different stations into the log as you can, and I kind of leave it at that. If they have any other questions, I'll answer it. But and some people don't know what ham radio is, so if you kind of, I almost hate to say it, but you know, I make it, you know, kind of, you heard of CB radio, right? That's like CB radio on steroids. You can do much more with this than you can with CB radio. But you know, a lot of people will kind of understand it when you say it like that. But that's kind of what I go with.
I guess it depends how old they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like GMRS radio too.
Yeah.
But obviously you can do more with ham radio than GMRS.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I worked portable over in Niceville, Florida, when my wife was there for some classes a few years ago. And I went to a little park. I forgot which one it is. It's on the water. And had a lot of people come along. And in fact, the mayor of Niceville came over, introduced himself to me. I was afraid he's going to throw me out of place, but he was very nice and asked, a few questions. And I told him what I was doing, and he seemed kind of interested. And he said, "Well, come back and do it some more. You're always welcome." So that made me feel pretty good.
Well, it's interesting that parks in general, that they're very liberal about what you can do. They like to see people come up with creative ways to use the park, and they like to see you coming through the gate and paying a fee. And then one thing I've learned, unless it's a special park or historical display or something like that, you generally don't have to ask to operate. If you ask to operate, then they think they need to make a decision, and that just stresses them out. So, but you can just say it's amateur radio, and I do this all over at all kinds of parks. And so there's really more interest. The volunteers and the rangers are generally interested. They're not trying to run you off. So, which is very funny, because in your neighborhood, your neighbors may try to run you off. It's weird, isn't it? But hopefully amateur radio makes some progress in the neighborhoods, and obviously operating portable is it's another way to go. If even your backyard's a great way to go. You don't have to drill a hole through your wall or
No.
So-
I just sit out on the back patio, and that's what I do, and it's a lot of fun. And you don't need a lot of stuff. My radio is a little 2-band QRP rig, and all I have is a dipole for 20 meters. There's no balun, there's no matching network. It's resonant antenna, and it covers all 20 meters. I think, Greg, you've run into a problem though putting some stuff in trees at parks sometimes.
National parks are more particular. So I got involved with some national parks, and they said, please do not put anything in trees. So, but usually you can get away with using trees, but I did get some feedback at national parks. They prefer that I didn't. I went to one park, they said, don't dig a hole. So I don't know why, but he said, as long as you don't dig a hole, it'll be all right.
You could drive something in the ground though to hold an antenna, couldn't you?
Yeah, I think I did do that. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's all good.
Well, I was just thinking, if you are going to a national park, you might want to take along something to hold your antenna up, not depend on a tree being available.
Yeah.
Of course, that's true anytime. You may not find a convenient tree regardless.
Yeah, I found out you'll spend a lot of time looking for a tree and that particular limb. And so I'm pretty much going with self-supporting antennas, but it doesn't eliminate the possibility of using a tree if you want to, but you have to be careful that you don't don't hang up something in the tree that you can't get back down. So, yep. And we can go, we do on this Beginners Academy cover, or will cover, topics like antennas for portable operating, rigs for portable operating, QRP operating, batteries and all that. So we didn't go into those details, but we can on future talks. So with that, I think we'll wrap up this Beginners Academy talk on operating ham radio in the outdoors. And April and May will be a great month to get started and make plans for field day. It's going to be kind of hot around here, but we suffer through it. So, hopefully you'll find a field day site you can visit, or maybe do your own field day. So with that, we'll say 73 and welcome you back for future Beginner Academy talks.